Hello, I'm Lizelle. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm joined by Kakembo to ask her some questions about her artistry. What is your musical background?
Well, I've always been singing since I was a child. I started singing in choirs, and I still do. I always love to sing together with others, and especially in gospel choirs. And so that's probably one of the best ways of singing, in my opinion, doing it together with others.
Do you play any instruments?
Well, I started playing the piano when I was, I don't know, maybe 9 years old, and I still do. So, and I wouldn't say I can't play the guitar, but I would love to be able to. Uh, I have a guitar at home, at least, but the piano, yes.
How did you get started in singing gospel?
I guess it was my parents put me in a choir when I was a child. So, and then we've always listened a lot to gospel music at home. So I guess, yeah, that's the way I ended up there. My parents put me in a gospel choir as a child, and I fell for it, and I still love it. So,
What is it that you like about singing gospel?
I mean, there's a lot of soul in it. I mean, there's a lot of heart, and the beginning of gospel music was, I mean, people singing about their struggles and their, and a lot of them actually longed to come to heaven because their life here on earth was basically miserable. So I mean, I love the soul and I love the heart, and also doing it together with others that also love music and love the heart of it. So I guess that's it for me, at least.
Tell us about your cover of the song O Come All Ye Faithful. What made you pick the song to release?
I just love that song. Always growing up, me and my parents listened to Nat King Cole's Christmas album, and one of the song that he performs on this album is actually "Come, Oh Come All Ye Faithful," and I've always thought that his version was so beautiful, and I always thought that since I was a child. So now I actually got the opportunity to record a Christmas song, and the choice was easy. So, and it's also a very old song, so I really like it. So it's always been there with me, definitely.
What artists inspire you creatively?
Um, well, I listen to a lot of different artists. I definitely Indie Ricky Badu, Lauryn Hill, and also I've been listening, when it comes to gospel music, I listen a lot to Kirk Franklin and Israel Houghton and Yolanda Adams. Um, I would say they inspire me a lot. And then I have a lot of friends too that are really good musicians, and I have a friend, her name is Anna. She plays the piano and she's so talented. And I just wish I was as good as her.
What inspired you to become an anesthesiologist?
Well, I didn't really know what I wanted to study. So at first, I wanted to be a teacher, actually. So, but then I changed my mind, and I thought maybe nursing is my thing. So I started nursing, and then I dropped nursing, started uh, to become a teacher, and then I changed my mind again. And got back to nursing school, and then when I just started working, I was like, well, I like this. I mean, the days go fast and it feels meaningful. And then after a couple of years, I went back to school to study to become a nurse anesthetist, and I still work as that, and I also work at the university. So I'm actually both now. I teach
That's
and
nice.
work as a nurse. So yeah. So I
What are
guess,
you
I mean, it's
teaching?
not always I'm teaching at the nursing school.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing right now. So I do both now. So
that's cool to mix up, like have different things to do. It can be like nice to vary it.
Yeah, it is really nice. So it works for me at least. So
what inspired you to go from your medical field and apply for P4 Nästa?
It was so funny. It was really random, actually. I have a friend. He writes songs, and he has a studio near where I live in Jönköping, actually in Huskvarna. So he called me on a Friday, and he was like, well, I just wrote a song. Would you like to come and record that song? And because I wanted to send it in to P4 Nästa, and the deadline is on Monday. So you have to come now. So, and then I went to his place and we recorded the song, and he sent it in, and it actually got all the way to the finals in Linköping. Yeah, so was I inspired? I mean, it was fun. It was a fun thing to do, and the opportunity showed up, and so I just took it, basically.
Can you tell about the song Through Fire and Rain that you competed with?
I mean, I know the person who wrote the song, Johannes Häger. He wrote it, and first time I heard it, I was like, well, there's something there. It's a joyful song in a way, and it's about life, basically. You just go through life, and sometimes there's fire and it's hot and it's intense, and sometimes there's just rain and it's gray and you're wet and you're cold, but that's life in a way. So, but I liked it in a way, but I mean, it was quite random and it was a fun thing, and I like Johannes and I like the song. So
is it true that you used to have a big interest in soccer?
Yes. I started playing soccer when I was 6 years old, and I always played a lot, and that was maybe my first big interest in life. So basically the ones that I grew up with, maybe they see me more as Faith, the soccer player or football player, more than the one that sings and performs. But I played a lot, and then I actually went to college in Chicago and played college soccer for a while. And so I really love playing soccer, and I also train a team where I live in Södra. They are girls 17 and 16 years old. They're great, so I spend some time with them once a week, and that's great to be a coach. So
that's cool. You do that too.
Well, I try. I mean, it meant a lot to me when I was young. So
what position did you have when you were playing on the field?
Mainly midfielder and sometimes forward, but midfielder, I would say, was my first position. So
tell us about the Crying Rivers and how you ended up getting the song.
Crying Rivers was, that song just fell into my knee, basically. After being in the finals in P4 Nästa, I actually got a call a couple of weeks after that from Karin Gunnarsson. And she was like, we would love for you to come and participate in Melodifestivalen in 2020. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, we are joking. This is amazing. And I actually didn't have a song at the time. So we started to find some songs that could fit me. And I tried out some songs, and I heard some songs, and I actually recorded some songs. But it took a little while before Crying Rivers came my way. And the first time I heard it, I actually, to be honest, I didn't really understand the song at first, the very first time I heard it, because it was quite different at the time. But the first time I recorded it, and I was able to make it more in my way, at least. We just found a way to, marry me with a song, and the song to marry me. And I really like Crying Rivers. It's a really nice. It's a really nice ballad. It's a timeless ballad, I would say. That's how I ended up with that song. So.
And when you were in Melon last time, was it your first TV performance you did?
I think so. Why not do it in a Melodifestivalen anyway?
Exactly. Have a great team working with you and experience it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it was. I think. Yeah, it was my first time. So.
How was the preparation for going into that and have a whole experience performing?
Preparing for it was. I was still working full time as a nurse, so basically I didn't really think a lot about it before that very week, before I was going to perform. So I did some interviews and stuff like that. But for me, it's easier to just focus on one thing full time. So I worked until a week before, and then I went to Stockholm, and then I just did Melodifestivalen full time that week. So it's easier to just, at least for me, it's easier to focus in that sense. So.
Tell us about your Mello 2022 song Freedom and what inspired you to return.
This song was written 1.5 years ago, in summer 2020, and we were put together, me, Anderz, and Palle and Laurell, to write a song together, basically. So that's how Freedom was born. So it was a team effort, and we wrote the song in an afternoon, and then we just left the song there. And a couple of months later, we picked it up again, and I listened to it, and I was like, "Well, I really like this song. It's good." So we continued the work with it, and then we sent it in last summer, and here I am. I was lucky to be able to be one of the few that made it this far with this song. So yeah, that's the journey of that song.
What can you tell us about the song? What is it about?
It's about being able to make your own choices in life, and see to it that they're really your choices as well, even if the world around you is crazy and people are trying to influence you, but still being able to make those choices that you want to. It could be marrying whoever you want, or dressing the way you want, or working with whatever you want, and things like that. So that's, I would say, the essence of the song, to be able to just be free in the choices that you make.
That's good. You are a writer for the song, and have you done much songwriting before this?
Actually, no. I guess songwriting is, of course, some people have a lot of talent for it, but you still have to do it every day or every week, or in some sense, a lot, to be good at it. But if you sit down and take the time to be creative, sometimes things happen and something good comes out of it. So, but I wouldn't say I'm a typical songwriter or anything. It just happened to be this time.
Is it something you want to do more in the future?
If I had the time, I would definitely do it more. Yeah.
Who are you collaborating with for your staging?
Do you mean person or?
Yeah, people you're working with, like with the performance and like your clothes.
I have a really good team that helps out a lot with that. So I haven't, have been involved, but I basically just put the frames, like this is something that I absolutely don't want to do or something like that. And then this team of creative people that they've just come with suggestions, and I just said yes or no, basically. So it's also a team effort of people here at SVT and the crew around this whole production that's helped me a lot. So yeah.
Do you have any upcoming projects after Melodifestivalen?
I'm going to perform on a festival this summer, Melodifestivalen, and I have some things that are not quite settled yet, but there will be some performances during, at least not close by, but at least near summer and in summer. So yeah, but we'll see what happens. I'm open.
Do you have any new songs that you're planning in releasing or something?
I have some recorded songs, but we'll see what happens and when's the right time and which song.
Cool. And what are your career goals for 2022?
I'll continue working at the university and as a nurse anesthetist. I consider them as my career, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have this career, but we'll see. As I said, I don't plan too much because of the situation that is and has been. I mean, it is over in a way, the pandemic, but you never know what happens. But we'll see. I have some small things going on, but we'll see.
What do you like to do for fun when you're not working on music?
I like to work out a lot and spend time with my friends and family. And I love to fika. That's really nice. I mean, go out, just take a coffee with some friends and just spend time with people. And I would love to go to a party soon, or a wedding would be really nice. A big wedding with a lot of people. That would be fun.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
What is your favorite fika?
Well, something with chocolate would be nice. And maybe, I don't know what you call it, men småkaka.
Mm-hmm.
Drömmar, dreams. It's more like, it's more like a cracker. It's like a hard cookie. And yeah, something with chocolate or a småkaka. That's my favorite.
And lastly, where can people find you online?
Well, I have an Instagram account, faith.kakembo. That's basically where I hang out the most. I have a TikTok account, and also I'm on Facebook. So you can just type Faith Kakembo and I'll probably show up in all those medias. So
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Of course, it was really nice talking to you too.